Well, hello there and welcome in. This is a quick reaction video of me watching the DBD 8th Anniversary live stream. I actually streamed this myself, so it is streamed content that you can find over on my Twitch channel. But I just wanted to get an edited version up here on YouTube. And then hopefully maybe a little bit later, I'll also have some first look reactions at the PTB that just released. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Mwah! $20 guys. I'm excited. And the posture check. Thank you for the posture check, Kane. Are we ready? I'm gonna unmute the stream and pause the music. If it's too loud, ow. 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 If anything is too loud, let me know.
Don't you walk away from me, sir.
Oh man, that is so beautiful. I really like that.
No! No! Oh my!
I agree. Fuck Chucky. I agree. Also, Spirit, are you still streaming on Kick? Not the on Rio stare. Hello. As Dawn would say, hello, pretty lady. All right, let's go. Let's go. Get into the meat of it. Yes, let's go.
Live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That trailer gets me so hyped.
So hype, oh my goodness, it's so good. And the jump scare at the end is necessary.
Yes. So, hi, everybody around the world, and YouTube and Twitch and OpenRec. We're in Japanese, we're in Portuguese, we are in Spanish, and of course, English, because that's what we're capable of. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This is DBD's official 8th anniversary celebration.
Yes, and it's truly amazing to already know that we're on our 3rd live stream of the year, with only more to come. And we just have to say thank you on behalf of the entire
Are you guys
Dead by Daylight
excited
team
for them to go over the DBD chapter?
amazing years
if
of
not,
support from
wrong.
community worldwide.
That's what I'm excited for.
So today we are going to be looking at everything
Slammer,
that's coming over
you're
the coming
adorable.
year.
But that's a
We're
Victor
gonna be
mechanic.
starting pretty soon after our little intro here with something that we already teased last few days ago, and that's Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's go!
coming
It's the
to
first
Dead by
announcement.
Daylight.
Let's
it's gonna be
go.
a full chapter. We're going to dive into that, and in fact, after the show today, that will be playable on Steam on the PTB.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But
Well,
this
guess
wouldn't be
who's
a Dead by
updating to the
Daylight anniversary
PTB? So we're
live
going to have a
stream
just
without
chatting
a couple
portion
of
after the stream
surprises.
while
So
the game
you're
updates to the
definitely gonna want to stay
PTB.
for the full broadcast
FYI,
to see
because we're going to be
everything
playing that
we've got today.
PTB, baby.
But we've also got a live Q&A, so if you have any questions, please do make sure to drop them in your respective chats so we can answer as many as possible at the end of the stream. But
Hi,
let's go take a look at what our
Apple.
runner
We
shows
gonna
for
be
today.
playing that
Yep, we've got a
PTB.
great
We
one
gonna be
lined
all up
We're
in
gonna
that
be joined by
D&D.
our buds,
Let's
Steph
go.
and Justin, to walk you through our Year 9, which is a crazy number, Year 9 content and design roadmap. And then after that, Senior Product Manager Derek is going to join us. to
Hi,
talk
Apple.
about upcoming
Nothing. The
gameplay and quality of
anniversary
life
stream
improvements
just
coming to
started,
game,
so you
including
haven't missed
one
anything. It
that you're
literally
not gonna
just
wanna
started.
miss.
Yes, and then we'll have Dave and Janet.
What do you
here
mean?
to reveal everything
DQ?
coming
You mean
with the latest
PTB?
chapter
That's
for
the
Dead by
public
Daylight.
test beta.
Then
It's
we're
like
gonna have
the
some updates
chance
about
for
other
the community
projects
to
we've got
try
in the
out
world
the
of
upcoming
DBD,
changes before
that
they're
being
implemented
the
in the
Casting
game
of
to make sure there's no
Frankstone by
bugs.
Supermassive and an unnamed multiplayer PvE game by Midwinter. Then we'll have Justin.
I
a
am
completely
so
different Justin
excited to
from the
play
one
the
Eric talked
PTB.
about.
I'm not gonna fucking
Coming in to
lie.
break
I'm so
down
stoked.
This year's in-game shenanigans for the
So
anniversary.
stoked.
And last, we'll have our Q&A, which, once again, drop your questions in the chat so we can answer as many as possible. And who knows, we might have some other little surprises.
And while you're dropping your questions, we thought we
Yeah,
would
what's up,
drop
Kane?
some content on you.
Yeah, I like that.
Made that
What's
up.
up, Kane?
Twitch drops are back. So if you've watched our streams before, we like to offer Twitch drops to our viewers, and today is no
Yes,
exception.
Kane, I sure do.
So
I haven't
they're
played
live
Phasma in a
right
while.
now,
I need to go for the
and you can get them
Apocalypse
by
trophies.
connecting your behavior account to your Twitch account. So there should be a QR code you can see.
Aw,
There should be links in the
DQ.
Twitch chat to jump over and get that hooked up if you're not already.
Yes, and if you're new to
Do you
Twitch
have
Watch
it
Dead
on
by Daylight,
Steam? Do you
all
have it
need
on
to know is
console?
that by watching any
I don't
Dead
know.
by
Sunday
Daylight
might
stream
play with
in
you.
the
She
Twitch
won't play with
directory,
me because she
you'll be
hates me.
accruing
But Sunday might
watch
play.
time, which will allow you to claim 3 of the Twitch drops we have active today.
Yeah.
until May 28th.
Do it. Do
The
it.
first
Reinstall it.
one, if you've
I'll
already
be the
been with us
gremlin
since
that
the start
gets
of our
people to
stream, you're
reinstall
already on your way
DBD.
to
I'll do
claiming,
it.
which
I
is
have
going
no
to be
shame.
the totem in-game
I'm
badge.
so excited
And
for the
then
D&D
after
chapter. You
this,
have no
if you watch
fucking
any of the Dead
clue.
by Daylight stream for 4 hours, you'll get the Crimson Hue in-game banner. And then lastly, for 8 years,
No, you're
8
cute, Tay.
watching time,
Yep.
you'll be
You're
able to get the
cute.
Greenville, Welcome to Greenville.
I wonder
in-game
if
banner.
Draggy's gonna be
Yep,
awake. I wonder
so
if I could
enjoy
steal
those
him for
drops,
some
but,
PTB gremlin.
we mentioned surprises, and we've got one to kick the show off with.
Hang on.
So the first of which is actually a new game.
Oh my God!
We-
What? What the?
We've got a game that we haven't told anybody about
Bully
yet.
the gecko.
It's from the world of
Correct
Dead by
response,
Daylight.
Tay.
We're going to share it with you right now. It features some familiar faces.
Oh, I did, Becca.
and
I
most
just
importantly,
messaged him. I was
it
like,
is
"Hey, yo,
super duper
you
fun,
awake?"
and
Because
think
I
you'll
know he
be
was awake a little bit
surprised.
ago,
So
but
let's take a
if he's asleep, he needs the sleep. I want him to get sleep. Ooh, okay. Trailer. Shh, shh, shh. Apple, it's a full chapter, so it's characters. It's at least a killer, if not a killer in Survivor.
Now do I
What is
just
this?
had to touch the first board game. Now, you and your friend are trapped in our
What is
and
this?
Danger is everywhere. But don't despair. Use your new magic
What?
against the swarms of monsters that want you dead. Run, jump, and shoot to collect blood points to repair generators, increasing your powers along the way. Unlock the door to escape together. Did you just die? It's not over yet. Use spells to keep your friend alive until they can revive you. Do you and your friend have what it takes to survive?
Okay, this looks
Ponder
cute.
this
I'd
as
be
you
down to
ask
play.
yourselves,
This looks
"What
cute.
the fog?"
Wait, if we have a behavior account, we can get it for free?
Oh my
What?
God, that song is so earwormy. It's gonna get stuck in my head.
The game itself is like the guitar solo of video
Hang
games.
on.
Yeah, like I'm already gonna walk away and just.
Un
Okay.
momento.
But anyway, yes, you saw that correctly. What the Fog is now available, and it's not only that, but it's free for current behavior account holders and new subscribers. But we do have a limit of free keys, so you're gonna want to make sure that you make your behavior account after the stream, of course, or in another tab. Just don't leave. But go ahead and grab
hang on.
that. Claim it
I'm
on
trying
your
to figure
account,
out
and if you're
what
unable
the
to,
fog.
then you're able to get it on Steam, which is exclusively on Steam for $4.99 USD.
Yep, and as you might expect with the drops, now a free game. A lot of people watching the stream. There might be some load on our behavior login system, so if there is, bear with us.
How-
we will get
how'd
you
you
in
get-
the door.
how'd
and
you
don't
get-
worry, you'll get the game. So you might have been able to tell from that trailer
Ow,
what the
hi, bro.
fog, which is just the best title, is a two-person co-op roguelite. The simple goal is
I'm trying to figure out how to
surviving
get it.
and escaping with each increasingly difficult level. So to do
I
that,
love you,
go head-to-head
Proto.
with
Happy
swarms of
year.
monsters and bosses, and as we mentioned, lots of heavy metal guitar.
Yes. So Eric and I got to play it before launch, and honestly, it was so crazy fun. Like, I had that song stuck in my head for weeks. But you need to make sure that you get your hands on it so that you can have fun, survive,
get
and
it
then
from?
get the fog out.
Nice. So that out of the way. See, you weren't expecting that. A lot of people are like, wait, what?
Surprises.
We're going to dive into the show. So we're going to hand things over to Stefan and Justin to talk about Dead by Daylight's Year 9 roadmap.
I'm trying to figure out how to get it. I'm failing. Ah! It is on Steam. It's $5 on Steam. I'm trying to figure out how I can get it for free. It's okay, Proto. I am also autistic, and I only just got diagnosed as an adult, so fucking mood. I get it. Stream issues? Question mark? Okay, yeah. Like, chat, the behavior chat is blowing up because behavior's having issues. There we go.
Thank you for joining us. It's
Yeah,
great
go
to
read
be
the
back with you
headbats.
celebrating Dead by Daylight's 8th year anniversary. I'm Stéphane Beauchamp, head of production.
And I am Justin Brown, product director. Really excited to be here with you today to talk a little bit about Dead by Daylight's Year 9 roadmap.
I'm going to take a second here at the top of the show to give a big shout out to our absolutely
I got
phenomenal team
bonked.
that's working on the
Thank
game
you.
day in, day out. They are the reason we are here with you today and celebrate 8 amazing years of Dead by Daylight. Before going any further, I just want to address something that's probably going to get talked about quite a bit in the chats across the different channels. We know since the last update, there's been a rubber banding issue that's been plaguing the game. The team has been working extremely hard at it over the last few weeks. We have a tentative fix that the team has been working on that we're hoping to test on the PTB later today. If everything is successful with that, we will be deploying that fix to live, and hopefully it should improve the
Okay, that's good to
situation,
hear,
but
though. The
still
rubber banding was getting
to be
so
confirmed,
bad.
Keep an eye on our channels for that. We'll keep you all posted about this. Moving into the future a little bit. The coming year for Dead by Daylight is going to be huge, and that's saying something coming off of our biggest years to date. Since the last anniversary, we have released amazing licensed content such as Alien, Chucky, Alan Wake, and a personal favorite of mine, Nick Cage. Such an amazing addition.
Good old
to the
Nick
game.
Cage.
On top of that, we've also released our most popular original chapter to date, All Things Wicked.
Thank you for the
Of course,
headbats,
we can't
Liam.
forget, we did the Halloween event, which was bigger and better than ever with the introduction of the Void. This year, we introduced the concept of modifiers in Dead by Daylight, starting in February. Lights Out. We followed it with My Little Oni, and soon, later this week, we'll introduce Chaos Shuffle, the third one.
I'm
We took a
excited
few
about Chaos
steps towards
Shuffle.
improving the player experience between anti-face cam.
I'm
Blood
excited
Red
about
UX
Chaos Shuffle.
improvements, the killer FOV
That take,
slider,
same. I had
Survivor
taken a break,
PC
but like
bots,
the
and even
anniversary's
search
getting me
bar.
hype again. I'm not gonna
So
lie.
there's a lot there. And finally, we've taken a few big steps towards increasing our transparency, our communication with regular live streams on each of our content releases thus far.
Enough talking about the past. Let's dive into the future and what's really coming up for this
All
year.
Things Wicked was
We're
Sable
happy
and the
to announce
Unknown.
today that we have
That was
6
the
new
newest chapter that
chapters
just came
currently
out.
in the works, and 2 of those chapters will be Survivor-only chapters for this year. On top of that, we'll have the usual 4 new tomes that are going to be coming out, spread throughout the year. As we've talked a little bit and teased even earlier last week, the first chapter that's going to be coming out is Dungeons and Dragons. And we're actually going to deep dive that.
I'm
in a
so
soon-to-come
excited about
segment,
Dungeons and Dragons.
Right, shortly after
Also, the
this,
behavior page
this
is
one, and
literally
it really
crashing. Like,
promises
it's
to
not
bring
loading. So many
great
people are trying to
gameplay
get this
and
game right
characters
now.
to the world of Dead by Daylight.
Of course, we're going to follow that with a licensed survivor, a character who truly embodies the meaning of that word. After that, an iconic killer survivor duel will be coming into the fog, and if you stick around to the end of the show, you're going to get a little preview as to what that will be. We'll finish off 2024 with an original killer and survivor chapter.
I still want
and we'll finish
Sydney.
off the Year 9 roadmap.
You got
with
this, Good
a
Eye. I have faith in you.
licensed killer-only
You got
chapter,
this.
followed by an original survivor-only.
It's a lot of stuff coming up. Moving a bit away from our content roadmap, we're going to take a closer look at the 4 pillars out of which the year will be based on. For those of you who have been with us for a long time, you'll see that there's consistency throughout the years with the 4 pillars that we're focusing on, but we're really adjusting the contents of each so that we're working on the features that have the most value and the most interest to all of our players in ways where we can expand the game further and further.
Of course, and we're going to start off with the trust and security pillar. Firstly, we're thrilled with the response to our regular broadcasts.
I
and we're really
I
happy
would
to let you
die
know
if
you
FNAF
can
was brought into
fully
this game.
expect
I'm not
more
gonna
to
lie.
come
I
as
would
we
be
progress,
so
throughout the
excited.
year, accompanying all of
Give
our
me
major
Freddy
releases.
Fazbear chasing me
Security is a
down.
topic
Give
we
me
rarely
a
talk about
fucking
publicly,
glitch trap.
for good
Give it to
reason.
me.
But one thing I will inform you all of is last year we set out to start
I
tackling this AFK
see.
bots problem.
Here's
that
the
we
thing,
see,
Tay. I don't mind
especially
the
in some
unknown.
regions of
I
the
think
game.
his power needs
Phase
to be
1
fine
had
tuned a
very
little bit.
promising
Like I feel
results,
like
and
the
we're certainly
splash
going to be,
radius of his
taking that
M2
forward
is just a
another
little
step
too
into
big.
Phase 2 in the coming
Just
year.
a
Our
little
next
too
two
big.
pillars, live balance and quality of life, we won't discuss too much. Of course, you can expect regular live balance updates throughout the year and new quality of life.
DQ,
But
adorable.
my friend and colleague Derek
I'd
will
be
be coming up in the
intrigued to
gameplay
see
improvement
done
segment
like
to
how they
cover
would
more on that
translate
topic,
it.
including,
Honestly,
an
I never thought
announcement
I'd
on
see
one of
fucking
the
Nick
most
Cage in this
highly
game, but here
requested
we are.
features
You
ever in
know,
Dead by
like
Daylight.
This one's going to be really, really exciting. Stay tuned for that because that is really something interesting coming up. Last but not least, our fourth pillar, events evolution. Events have always been a fundamental part of the game, especially the
Yeah.
seasonal events. And this is something we're going to keep pushing forward over the coming year.
Yeah.
With this year, we're starting to do a bit of a split where we're going to have our events happening on a separate matchmaking queue, which essentially means that at any time there's
I
an
don't
event
know,
ongoing,
Apple.
you can decide
We
to
were
still play
having this
normal Dead by Daylight
discussion.
if that's what
If
you're
they
looking for,
do
but you can also go
Predator,
into
I
the
think it's
event-specific
gonna
queue
be
and
a
play some of that
skin
gameplay. This is
for
really going to allow us to push gameplay further
Skull
and further
Merchant.
away from the typical
I think it's
way
gonna
Dead by
be like a
Daylight normally
licensed
works.
skin for Skull
It's going to be a
Merchant.
very interesting way
If
for
I'm gonna be
us to
so
approach
real
events
right
in a
now.
different way. On top of that, we can also expect more modifiers to make it in the game, whether it's the one we've talked about just before that are going to be revisited throughout the year, or introducing
I'm sitting
new
here staring at this
modifiers that
fucking
are,
little
either tweaks on something or
loading
something
symbol
completely
on the
different.
DBD
But
website, wanting it to
modifiers is
load.
just
I
a
want
little
this
sliver of
game.
what we're planning to do this year, and I think we have something a little bigger that might be coming up.
I don't,
Absolutely,
Zio, I
and
think
that's
it's a
why I'm
50-50
so
shot. Because, I mean,
happy
Resident
to
Evil
be
has proven
here
that
and
they're
let you
willing to
guys know
drop,
that
like,
for the first
multiple
time ever,
killers from a
this summer, Dead by
franchise. I
Daylight
just
will
don't
have a
know
new
if they'll do
mode,
that with
not
Alien.
modifier, but a
Because
mode
Alien wasn't
coming
received, like,
to you
terribly
all.
well,
We've
like
been
Resident
listening
Evil was.
and hearing your feedback, and I'm really happy to let you know that
Oh,
this
Tay,
summer,
I saw
replacing
we.
Scorching Barbecue
I
will
saw
be
we,
the
Tay.
first ever time-limited 2v8 mode
Wait,
in
loaded.
Dead by Daylight.
No, it didn't.
We'll
Hello?
be doing a
Come back.
full breakdown of what this mode is when we get closer to the release. But for now, I'm going to thank my friend Stefan for joining me, invite my friend Matt to the couch
I thought
to
it
talk
loaded.
a little
I
bit more
was
about this, and
teased.
here's a snippet of what's to come.
Until Dawn would also be cool. That would be a little harder for them to work into. Wait, can we play Killer with friends now? What? What? Kill with friends incoming on the way. No, like, this is a new mode, so you can have 2 killers and
Thank
8
you for joining us,
survivors.
Matt. Well, I know it's still early and everything is subject to change. I think it's going to be really fun to sort of let the community in on some of our plans for this upcoming
Yeah,
2v8
yeah.
collection.
Absolutely. Thanks, Justin. So yeah, 2v8 is coming to DBD.
Oh my
This is
god,
the
that's
new
gonna be
game
dope.
mode, which is really cool. Other gameplay events that we've done before, so Lights Out, My Little Oni, soon Chaos Shuffle, these are what we're calling modifiers. And modifiers basically take a DBD match, change a few things, but ultimately you're still playing DBD.
Fair.
With this new game mode, 2v8, we're fundamentally changing the way that you play Dead by Daylight. In this particular case, there's 2 killers, 8 survivors, and a bunch of new changes that we're going to get into.
I'm
very
excited.
shortly. The
I'm
focus
proud of you,
with
Kudai.
2v8,
I'm
we really
excited.
wanted to
I think that's gonna be
hone in
dope as
on
hell.
what's exciting and fun and chaotic with DBD, and we're leaning more into a party
Like,
mode
that'll
kind of
also, like,
vibe
I don't
rather
like
than
playing
something
killer,
that's
but if
super
I were
competitive.
with a friend, I
It's
would
also worth
play killer
mentioning that
more.
the way that
I
we're
like
building this,
abso-fucking-lutely I
iterative
would,
process,
and I would
right?
actually learn
And
how to
this is
play
just the
killer.
first iteration. So we'll be looking to add more content, more gameplay in the future, based on community feedback.
Absolutely.
That's
and I'm
dope.
super excited to see what everybody says about this mode when it comes out. So first, let's break
I'm
down a few of
excited.
the key changes that we know are going to be coming for 2v8 this summer. I mean, of course, there's still generators, there's still exit gates, there's just more of them. We've made 5 maps bigger to accommodate all of the action, all of the chaos. And we're also doing away with perks. in this mode.
Bigger?
Instead,
They
introducing
made maps
a new sort of
bigger?
2v8 exclusive system called classes for survivors.
That's right.
Classes?
Yeah, so when it comes to survivors, basically once you've chosen your character, you can select and equip a player class. And this class is effectively your power for the match, and it helps players identify what your role is within the team. So instead of mixing and matching perks, instead we really wanted to focus on a particular playstyle for this, and whether it's generator repair, healing, looping, speed, that kind of thing, that's what we're really going for with these classes.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Yeah, for the mode. I'm intrigued.
For Survivor, which is great. And it'll work a little differently.
It's only for 2v8, Apple. Like, it's only for the mode.
Killers, each with their own specific gameplay. Killers obviously have powers, so they don't have classes in this mode. But we will be introducing a new mechanic, which is a team power. For example, if you are the Wraith, when you cloak yourself, if your teammate is within a certain radius of you, they will also get the undetectable status effect, allowing you to coordinate a sort of team stealth attack.
That's dope.
Entertainment.
Oh
The reason that
no.
we're focusing on the 5
That's
original
so
killers is just to make
cool.
sure that this is
Thank
as
you for the
accessible as
hydrate,
possible.
Becca.
They're all
That's
free.
dope.
Everybody can play them. Everybody can have fun. We want you to enjoy
Imagine
the content
a
and give us your
Wraith
feedback.
Bubba combo.
opinion, the best part of
Wraith
this whole
cloaking,
mode
Bubba
is the
coming
two.
in
It's
fucking
the
hot
first time
with
ever
the
that success and
undetectable.
failures a killer
Oh
does not rely solely on
no.
your shoulders. You have a teammate to sort of benefit from, learn from, or even blame. When
Oh,
things
that's
don't go
exciting.
well.
That
working
I'm
together is just
excited.
gonna make the match
That's
so much more
really
fun, so much more
cool.
efficient.
Absolutely. Lastly, it's worth mentioning that for this mode, we really wanted to keep the action pace and the momentum flowing. During our playtests, we found that the process of downing a survivor, picking them up, carrying them to the hook, it really started to slow things down for this mode in particular. So we're doing away with hooks as well. There's no hooks in 2v8.
Oh?
Instead, once a killer downs a survivor, they'll be able to send them to a cage. This works very similar to Pyramid Head. It will teleport the survivor to another part of the map, away from the killers. And of course, this still counts as hook states. So once you've been hooked 3 times, you'll be out of the match.
Intriguing.
And
Okay.
as Justin said before, there will
Okay.
be 5 original killers coming to this iteration of this game mode. But we will be looking to add more as we iterate on it and add more.
So
to it.
only 5
Of
original
course, we'll
killers
also
to
be,
start with that you can choose from.
improving
And it
the
looks
game
like
as
it's
it goes
probably your
along.
first
So
5 original
content,
killers they
will be
released.
coming in, as well as updates.
Good
to
night, Becca.
classes
I
and
love
gameplay.
you. Mwah. Get good,
Awesome.
eat
Thank you
peace.
so much for joining me, Matt.
Yeah.
And to all
Get
of you
good,
at
eat
home, if you want to learn more about 2v8, please join us in our July live stream. We will hope you're looking forward to this year 9.
That's really
Now,
cool.
back
I'm
to you,
excited.
Eric and Dork.
That's gonna be dope. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm like hitting my desk like a little kid right now. I'd be kicking my feet, but I'm too tall to do that. That's dope. That's dope. That's pretty cool. God, the behavior website is having a fucking time right now. Good
Oh my God,
lord.
that roadmap.
Great segment. Great beard, Stefan. People were loving the wet beard in chat. But the real story, 2v8.
2v8, yes, I cannot wait to
I'm
dodge hatchets
excited.
and chainsaws at the same time.
I can't wait for our killers to finally have friends that they can play with.
Yes,
friends in the
please.
fog.
Let me
Forge
play
friendships
killer
in
with
the
a
fog.
friend.
But that was a great segment to watch. I loved the reactions in chat. I think the guys did a really good job of explaining this is the first iteration, and there's going to be a lot of changes based on community feedback. So that's why we're not just flipping the switch and making it permanent all of a sudden. You need to actually get the mode where we want it. But we're using the word mode, which means a lot. So pay attention. And
That's
speaking of paying
exciting.
attention,
I'm
the
fucking
website.
excited.
That's
Ah!
a transition. That doesn't make any sense. But the website for What the Fog has been overwhelmed by demand, as predicted. People love that cute little game. So we're working on it. Stay tuned. Don't worry. We have lots and lots of keys for it. So just as soon as we're able to tell you it's back up, we'll give you a mention on the stream here or in the chat.
Of course.
Yeah.
See, it
We
crashed.
definitely know you guys want to get your hands on it, but what we can do is tell you about something you can get your hands on today.
Yes, and so recently, I think it was December, we released 3 DLC packs. They're called Maddening Darkness, Old Wounds, and
Same,
The Fog Tales.
done.
That was a way for players
I'll
to
admit,
get
I
a
didn't
big
expect
bunch of
them
our
to come
older
out
content
fucking
all in
swinging.
one
I did
free
not
go.
expect them to come out this high.
And so we're actually
Good
going to
God.
be doing that again.
Yeah, so this pack is actually going to pick up exactly where the last one left off, which is going to be the Endless Hunt pack. And in this pack, you're going to get 9 playable characters, starting with Portrait of Murder, Roots of
That's
Dread,
nice that they're combining
Fortune of
them.
Fog, and Tools of Torment. And
That's
along
really,
with
really nice.
This pack is going to be all the additional outfits and DLC exclusive items. But of course, if you don't want to get the
Yeah,
pack,
they did, Apple.
will
They
be
for sure
individually
did.
marked down in the in-game store, so you can get them there.
Correct,
Yes,
Oracle.
So that
Yeah.
Endless Hunt pack is actually available right now. It is the
Correct.
best way, especially if you're a newer player to Dead by Daylight, to get a big bunch of great content. So that out of the way, we want to keep the train rolling. Next up, we're going to be welcoming Derek, right where you're sitting. He's going to tell us all about gameplay improvements and
I'm
quality of
impressed
life improvements coming to
behavior.
Dead by Daylight, including
I
a
am
very big one
impressed.
that people have requested for ages. So let's talk to Derek.
Are we getting? Is this D&D? Is this D&D? Oh, it's gameplay improvements. Damn it! I want D&D. Gameplay improvements important though.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome Derek
Hype due to
our stream for the
osmosis,
first time.
Tim. You're fucking
Derek is
cute.
from our product management team. He works with the dev team.
Please don't
on
nerf the
creating all
pig.
sorts
The
of
poor
cool quality of
pig.
life updates, gameplay updates, and he's here to tell you about some good
The
ones
poor
today. Derek,
pig,
how are you?
man.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Gonna be even better after this segment when we hear what you get to say. So I already know what you've got to say, but I think people are gonna be excited to hear about it. The upcoming challenge system. This isn't something we've told people about. Why don't you tell them about it right now? How's
Challenge
it gonna benefit our
system?
players?
Hmm?
So we really wanted to deliver new in-game challenges to players and new ways for them to be constantly rewarded outside of just tomes and archives.
They
So
did say
we're
they're
gonna be
talking about it
introducing a
on
new
stream today,
challenge
Tay.
system,
They did say they
which
would be
is
talking
a
about
system of
cross progression.
challenges, hence the name,
Perfect.
that players are going to be able to complete completely passively. That means that players don't need to actively select the challenge that they want to complete, and they can complete multiple of them at the same time.
Oh!
Initially, we're going to start with daily challenges, weekly challenges, and event challenges. And later on, we want to expand those into other parts of the game as well.
That's
I think
nice.
that this is going to be a great way for players to be constantly rewarded just for logging in and playing DBD. And it's going to be an amazing experience for everybody.
I think that's a really great addition. I think people in the community are going to really appreciate just being rewarded
That's
for doing
nice.
what they already do, not having to go out and seek it, but just it's happening in the background at all times. That's really great. So another great thing that we're adding actually is how we talk to our players. That's the main job of my team, is talking and listening to our players. But we do it out in the world. We do it on social media. We do it on TikTok and Twitter and other places. But in-game is obviously the best place to talk to people, and you've got some updates there.
Yeah, we're here to make the players' lives easier and your life easier as well. So we're going to be introducing a new inbox-based system that will help connect players with the news that you have to announce, including patch notes, announcements, rewards, and a lot more. That way, players will see less pop-ups when they launch into the game, and they'll be able to get into their games quicker. And overall, the players will be able to stay connected with the world of DBD and the news that you have to announce.
Yeah, and it gives us new tools, right? Like being able to tell people the patch notes in detail is something we couldn't do before, and now we can. So again, you don't have to go find it on the web, but you'll be able to get it in the game. Pop-ups, not pop-ups, but notifications for rewards as well is another great
I
improvement.
can't figure
So
out where to go to
really
get
good work there by the
what the
team.
fog. I'm upset.
But we're not done. Actually, this is something people are familiar with, the Finisher Mori system. We tested it out a while back, and people got a ton of great feedback from the community. The team took that feedback, went back to the shop to tinker with it, and we've got the final version to tell people
Oh,
about.
no.
Right. I love Finisher Moris. I think they're a really amazing showcase for how deadly and gruesome our killers can be. But we
Oh,
also
I'm
acknowledge that
scared.
There was some room for improvement from the survivor's perspective. So like you
Yeah.
said, we've taken the feedback, we've reiterated on it, and tried to land on what was the best player experience.
Oh, I'm
So,
scared.
In the coming update, Finisher Moris are going to become a baseline feature for all killers in the game. That means that killers are going to have access to the killer Finisher Moris by default, but they're only going to be able to use them on the last remaining survivor. That
Okay.
way, if the killer is able to successfully pull it off, we get an exciting conclusion to the
Okay,
match.
I accept
and
that.
the survivors can feel that the game's ended in a fair way. And
I
the mood
accept
went-
that.
and the
That's a
match
much
went
better change than what they
smoothly,
were
and it was a really
originally
exciting
planning.
experience for
That's,
everybody.
I approve. Okay, I like
Mori
that.
offerings are also going to be updated to instead give bonus blood points
I like
so
that.
it'll be a more rewarding experience for killers if they're able to pull it off.
So the killer's going to want to land that at the end.
Yes.
It happens at the end, like you said, so we're not killing the flow of the match. I think it's a really great balance from where we started and the feedback
I like
that.
that.
We got.
Yep.
So kudos to you and the team.
Originally,
got from you
the
today.
finisher Mori
Unfortunately, you
was
have to
once
go,
all survivors
but
are
the show
downed.
is
So like if
far
every
from
single
over.
survivor
Next
was
up, we're
on
gonna
the
hear about
ground,
new
automatic
chapter
match
coming to
over,
Dead by Daylight.
killer automatically
So
Mori'd
stay
the last
tuned,
person they
everybody,
downed.
and thank you, Derek,
They
for your time.
obviously got a
having me.
shit ton of feedback against that, went back to the board, and this is what they came back with, is that finisher Moris are innate to all killers. It's no longer when all survivors are downed, it's just the last survivor in match. So that's good. Much better than what they initially were trying to put out. I approve of that. That's a good change. That's a very, very good change. That's much better than where they were sitting initially.
I'm already so excited for the challenges and the finisher Mori.
I just want to shout out Derek for dropping so casually such a highly anticipated feature with cross progression.
Yes, cross progression is finally coming. Super excited. And it's another reason for you to make your behavior account.
Here
So
it is, cross
not only
progression.
will you be able to get What the Fog for free, but you'll also be prepping yourself for cross progression, which we know that's something, you're once again going to have to be waiting to get your hands on. But we can now talk about merch, which you can get your hands on right now. So with the merch store, we've got the always popular mystery boxes coming back for this anniversary. And obviously because of the name, I can't tell you what's in the box. Maybe I'll try, But anyway, in the boxes, you're going to see 4 very exclusive DBD items specifically for this release. It's also going to include an art print where some of them are actually signed by our creative director, Dave Richard.
Which is pretty amazing. I had Dave sign my chest backstage. I won't be sharing that to save you all, but he's got a great signature, one of the best. It's a really cool piece too. If you haven't gotten a mystery box in the past, it's always just a fun unboxing process. So follow the QR code on screen, scan it, and go get it. But we also have an update to the DBD board game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There is going to be an expansion pack for the Dead by Daylight, the board game. And this is going to be called the Malicious expansion. This comes with 3 new killers, the Artist, the Dredge, and the Knight, and 4 new survivors, Michaela, Jonah, Hattie, and Vittorio. It's also going to come with 2 new maps, which is going to be the Garden of Joy and the Forsaken Boneyard.
That's super exciting, and I'm so happy
Intriguing,
to see the
cute.
success of the board game. I'm such a
Okay.
tabletop nerd that it's just such good quality, and I'm glad that people are resonating with it. So shout out to level99games.com, which is where you want to go to pre-order it. You'll get it later this summer. Obviously, the DBD merch shop as well is available. You can open it up on your phone with that QR code. You can go to another tab and get some shiny stuff.
Yes, it'll be really nice, especially like you said in the summer.
Yeah, there's
play
been a board
outside,
game.
touch the
There has
grass
been
at
a
the
board
same
game
time.
for a while.
So other than that, if you have any questions about the content we've been dropping so far, because it's been a lot of content, we will have our live Q&A segment at the end of the stream. So make sure you're dropping your questions into the chat. But other than that, roll initiative, because it's time to talk about.
Let's go! Let's go! It's time!
Poor misguided wanderers. First there were many, and now so few. How little you must value your lives to take a single insignificant breath in my sanctum. I'm afraid there will be no quick death for you. No escape from this suffering.
They're elves! The survivors are elves! Sorry, okay, I'm shutting up again.
Your ending as I see fit. For in dark places such as this, one must keep themselves entertained.
excited! It's Vecna! Oh, I'm so excited.
Hello, friends. I'm Mathieu Côté, Head of Partnerships for Behavior Digital, and I'm extremely happy to be joined here today by Sean from our friends at Wizard of the Coast, who is going to be with me talking about.
I'm literally autism happy
stimming,
stimming, like clapping
Hi,
in front
Sean.
of myself with my mic muted so
Matthew.
you can't hear it. I
Good to
need
see
you to know. Okay, anyway, listen.
Pleasure. We just saw the trailer here. I still have goosebumps. This is so amazing. Like I was saying earlier, I have inner child in me that's thrilled right now. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I'm 10 years old, and it's an absolute dream come true. So thank you so much for being a part of that.
Of course, yeah, my pleasure. I 10-year-old Sean wakes up every day realizing that he works at Wizards of the Coast, dream job. So we're super aligned on that.
So Dungeons and Dragons is probably one of the biggest gateways that people have had to how to craft stories, how to design games, how to create experiences for other people. We've seen it, of course, within the dev team. There's so many people who've got their first taste of designing games through Dungeons and Dragons. Have you seen this to be true with other developers that you've worked with?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I always say it's the easiest thing about my job is I never have to teach people what D&D is or what the brand is about, because when I'm working with the developer, I guarantee you the person that I'm talking to has played and everybody on their team has played, or at the very least is like very aware of what the
It's
game
the
is
anniversary
details,
live
which
stream
makes my job
Sunday.
very,
I'm
very
losing
easy.
my fucking mind right now. I'm
I
so
always joke
excited.
D&D is kind of this like the building block or like the connective tissue between game designers. You can be at a gaming convention and you're talking to other developers, and if you have nothing else in common, just start talking about D&D.
It's true. It's kind of a common language. There's so many common references there. For me personally, like I said, it's a dream come true. I still play Dungeons and Dragons every week with my group of friends. I'm the forever DM in that group, and I know that there are a couple of other people on my team who were absolutely thrilled to be a part of this. What made sense for Wizard of the Coast to enter into this collaboration?
That's a great question. I think that exploring horror is always something that's
Same,
really,
Slammer,
really
same.
interested us. Dungeons and Dragons has dipped its toes in horror before. We've got modules like Curse of Strahd. We've got a lot of different horror elements we've brought together in some of our monsters. Obviously, characters like Vecna have been super horror driven. So when the idea popped up on our radar, hey, what do you think about working together with Behavior on a Dead by Daylight module? Like the light turned on instantly. I don't think anybody was.
I wonder if this means, brief segue, I wonder if this eventually means we're going to get like
let's find the coolest character,
companion guide for D&D that's based in the
let's
fog.
Really make this,
how fucking
sort of
cool would that be? Anyway, back to the lecture.
Inside of Dead by Daylight and make it a way that feels super native to that game.
Yeah, and you mentioned horror. I mean, I know a lot of people will probably think that their first thought when they think of Dungeons and Dragons is not necessarily horror, but there is quite a lot of potential for horror in there. I mean, it is a very flexible medium to tell stories, and horror stories are some of the stories that will provoke the most intense emotions and reactions in players. So for us, it made sense. Yes.
Yeah, I'm also slightly in the forever dungeon master box that you are. I try to inject a little bit of horror into all the campaigns that I run. I think that it's just a great tool to use to tell stories. If your players never get scared, right, you're probably doing something a little bit wrong. And like you mentioned, Dungeons and Dragons is just a really flexible system for telling stories. At the end of the day, the players and the dungeon masters, you're not fighting each other. You're just there telling a collaborative story about what happens. And horror is just a great tool to include in that box of storytelling. It's D&D hasn't always been, hey, we are a horror game, but the tools are there if you want to do it. And I think some of the best storytellers out there definitely implement those tools.
Yeah, there are many examples out there. Now, why Vecna? I mean, we've seen it in the trailer. He is an absolutely terrifying presence. I think that whether you're a survivor or a killer and you play with Vecna in that game, it's going to be a really, really intense experience. So tell me a little bit, why Vecna and why it makes sense?
For me, the main reason that Vecna was very clearly like on the top of the podium the entire time we were discussing potential killers is that Vecna has always had this horror movie monster vibe to him. I mean, as a lich, he's always had the ability to. You can even kill him, and he just pops back up and will come back. It might not be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Might be a couple of years in the future, but like Vecna's always going to come back. He just has this real inevitability to him, right? You know, it's, and the thing about D&D is very quickly in a D&D setting, your party becomes a group of powerful adventurers, right? You're defeating all these other monsters that, you know, like dragons and stuff, and then Vecna shows up and you're like, oh, we need to run away. Vecna's here. Like he's such a scary, inevitable threat in the universe that even his earliest appearances were just items with his name on them, and everybody was wondering, oh, who's this guy Vecna that's got this eye and this hand, and it was just like whispers of this ancient evil that was so powerful you couldn't even print a stat block for him because he was just that strong.
Yeah, it's the terrifying presence that few talk about, but if you've heard about him, it's probably already too late. It's true that it's got that absolute flavor, and he has been part of the Dungeons and Dragons universe for almost 50 years now, right? He was there at the very, very beginning, like you said, as whispers, as just a note in there. But he does have a stat block, and reading it is all, it's not ridiculous, but it's so much power in those pages. Like, you understand that he is, like you said, inevitable, but also he is able to scare a party of level 15 adventurers who are technically almost unstoppable by that point, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
It's always like, I've lost quite a few player characters myself to Vecna, and you know, Eve of Ruin, we've got the new book coming out, and as soon as you see Vecna, Eve of Ruin, I was like, oh, looks like I'm gonna lose a couple more.
Yeah. But that's part of the fun. That's writing stories with your friends. So before we let Yannick and Dave take us through the details of how we implemented Vecna with the gameplay mechanics of Dead by Daylight, how we presented him to our players, I'm wondering if you have a message for the hardcore D&D fans out there who may not be familiar with Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I do actually, and it's try this chapter out, even if you don't play it. Like, watch somebody stream it, because this chapter, it's a love letter to Dungeons and Dragons from a very passionate and very talented team of developers at Behavior. It was super obvious throughout the entire process that, you know, from the sound design work to the animations and the modeling, and like it's I can't stress enough how easy it made the approvals process on our end, that all of this work came in very obviously driven by an incredibly high level of passion for Dungeons and Dragons. If you are a D&D fan, there's really cool Easter eggs in the map. There's really cool Easter eggs all over the place. There's just a ton of love for D&D in this thing. And if you're a fan, there's something in here for you, I promise. Even if you don't think that horror is your thing, give it a try. It's super fun.
Thank you so much for the kind words. Seriously, it means the world to me. Now, I think we'll wrap this up for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today in our anniversary.
All right, let's get into the meat of this chapter update. Come on, let's go. Let's get into the meat of it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Apple, if you stay tuned in after the live stream, I'm updating to the PTB to check it out. Yeah. I will absolutely be getting into the PTB. It's going to be a bit of a lull after the live stream. Also, ads start. Actually, hang on. I'm going to go ahead and run ads. No.
Hey, hi,
ads start in 2 minutes, and that's such bad timing.
No,
I'm going to snooze them. Okay.
Quickly interrupting our D&D segment. There's a lot more.
But yes, it's going to be a bit of a break between the end of the live stream, because I have to like switch over to the PTB, so that's going to take a little bit to download. But then we'll be like going live with the PTB.
So apologies, you might have noticed, even though I was dressed the same. Our segment with Derek that was just before was pre-recorded, and in fact, we played the wrong one. So we want to give you more details on cross progression here. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh, we're getting more?
So cross progression is hands down one of the most requested features. Every single stream, every single post. You guys are wanting cross progression, and we're giving it to you later this summer. Players will need to own the base game on any platform that they're playing on and have a Behavior account. I'm sure you heard me talking about cross progression with an account, and you're like, what is she talking about? So make sure you have that, and you'll be able to use cross progression later this summer. We do understand understand that the website is currently down because so many people are trying to get to the website and make their account. But we're working on it, and we'll have this to you shortly.
Yep, and just as a clarification, in case we have a few folks in chat that aren't aware, Dead by Daylight, this is cross progression for console and PC Dead by Daylight. We're not talking about Dead by Daylight mobile. It's really its own experience if you've never played it. It's a different beast.
Fair. Okay,
from
fair.
the Dead by Daylight
Exactly.
core, as we call it internally. Awesome. So along with the Twitch drops and a chance to get What the Fog for free,
done.
players now have another reason for their behavior account and another reason to crash our website. So like we said, bear with us. The site will be brought back up and all this will happen. Regarding cross progression though, any exceptions about in how the system's going to work?
Well, while every platform will have cross progression, there will be a few exceptions to what can be shared between those platforms. But stay tuned. We'll have a full FAQ coming very soon so that you can go ahead and learn more about cross progression for Dead by Daylight.
Yep. And as mentioned, now we're going to pass it to Dave and Janik for some
Let's
great
go.
deep details on our Dungeons and Dragons chapter.
Let's go. Show me the details. Hi, speaker. I mean, I play on PC, and like, I think that's the goal of cross progression is to get more people there. But like, let's go! I'm so excited. I want to see the new map. I want to see more about our elven survivor. Hi, Evie. I'm good. How are you, speaker? I'm just here freaking out about the D&D or the DBD chapter. Shockingly. Let's go. I am going to snooze ads as long as I can, but they will be coming up in like 10 minutes or so. Just a heads up.
All right. Thank you, Dork, Eric, for this cross-progression information, just to prove that we are live. So we're super excited today to be able to talk about the Dungeon and Dragon chapter. I am Dave, creative director on Dead by Daylight, and I'm joined by my good friend, Yannick.
Hello, Yannick Never, principal game designer on Dead by Daylight. Today I'll be talking about all the intricacy of the gameplay on this chapter, but first a little mention. Dead by Daylight, 8 years, introducing Dungeon & Dragon. It's a big milestone for us, but we're not the only one hitting a special milestone.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Dungeon & Dragon turns 50 this year, and we are super proud and happy to be part of the celebration. We just want to say that maybe when we turn 50, we do something else with you, Wizard of the Coast. Or maybe sooner.
Yeah, we'll probably be in retired home, but we'll be glad to join the party. So first, Dungeon & Dragon in Dead by Daylight. I have to be honest here. The first time you told me about what's going to be coming next, I was surprised because I'm a big horror fan, but when you think about horror, Dungeon & Dragon is not the first thing that comes to mind. But thinking about it more, I realized, no, wait, there's a lot of horror in Dungeon & Dragon.
Sure.
And Ravenloft being my favorite module.
Choice.
So like you really specifically focus on certain element of the brand. So please tell us about those pillars.
Yeah, so when we start a chapter, we always have a sandbox created so that we stay, around some specific pillars, like you said. Of course, when we think Dungeons and Dragons, the first thing that comes to mind is a magical world, high fantasy, magical creatures, wizards, magic, all sort of things that don't necessarily fit exactly well into a horror setting. But because D&D is a world of imagination where we can create whatever we want, there's also a way to make it happen. So for us, the first pillar was to make sure that we had a good juxtaposition with fantasy, so fully embracing that type of content, but make it horrific as well. And like you've seen in the trailer, having a character like Vecna made perfectly sense for that horror setting. The second pillar is creative role-playing. So in the image of Dungeon and Dragon, we wanted to make sure that players add a lot of agency, a lot of choices. So that goes from an amount of spells you can choose from in the power, which we'll talk about later, or even customization. So a way you can, kind of create your own character in some way. We just wanted to make sure that we had a lot of gameplay choices in the DBD trials. And the last pillar we worked with is chaos. So that's actually one of our main pillar in Dead by Daylight. But, a lot of what happens in Dungeon & Dragon is based on randomness. You throw a dice, and with, critical success, critical fails, and everything in between. You see the result and you adapt to it. So we wanted to recreate that feeling inside the Dead by Daylight trials as well.
Yeah, Dungeon Dragon is really about exploring a fantasy world, but also be thrilled about what's gonna be the monster you're gonna meet the next time you open a door.
So let's talk about that killer you'll meet the next time you open the door. So of course, Dungeons & Dragons has a lot of iconic monsters we could have chosen from, a lot of iconic villains as well. And with our friends at Wizard of the Coast, we've established that our next killer would be Vecna. Vecna is just a perfect fit for Dead by Daylight. He's a lich, so a powerful wizard that turned himself into undead to be able to continue his villainy. Is that even a word? I'm not sure. So he wanted to continue to do his horrible stuff for as long as he could. Vecna also has access to every spell in the books. So that was very interesting for us to create an interesting power. Of course, we also have a survivor in the chapter. So the Bard, a very interesting class. There's many classes that we could have chosen from, but the Bard was really the one that fit the most into our horror setting. For example, when we think about a class like the Paladin, you think of the ability to turn the undead, magical sword, big plated armors, and all of this doesn't fit really well into the world of Dead by Daylight. The Bard, with abilities like Bardic Inspiration, the ability to sing, to play musical instrument, to know lore, and even to insult the villain, is just so on brand that it was a perfect fit. So that's why we chose the Bard. As you've seen in the image and the trailer, we're doing something special with the Survivor. It's akin to what we've done with Legion. So through the cosmetic customization, you'll be able to choose between two specific characters inside the same Survivor. So you'll have the choice between Ice Tree, a female elf, or Bearmar, a human male. Yeah.
It's interesting, but when I was younger playing Dungeon Dragon, like in my friends group, the Bard was not really a class that people tend to play.
True.
Compared especially to other class that you had, but throughout times, like there's been many change and iteration on the class, and has now become like such popular class to play. Really fun now, definitely, and has become kind of an emblem to Dungeon and Dragon as much as a Red Dragon now.
Absolutely. Every party nowadays has a Bard, and we've also seen a lot of Bard love into other content that Dungeon and Dragon produce, like the movie, for example.
Yeah, so we have an Undead Wizard, we have a Troubadour. Do we have a new map?
Absolutely. We're super proud to have a full chapter for the anniversary, and shocking no one, the map is a dungeon. Absolutely. So in the Borgo realm, we have a new map with a new building. So there is a top part set in the marvelous new lighting of the Borgo realm. And you can find this isolated tower in the middle. You can go inside and go into an extensive dungeon underground, packed with surprises and Easter egg related to Dungeons and Dragons. The goal with this map is that we've imagined that Vecna, knowing about different realms and plane, now trapped into the realm of the entity, would find a place to make his own, his lair, and so that he can study where he is, the world, the entity, and potentially find a way to escape, maybe not. We are also introducing a new gameplay mechanic in this map called Passage. So these are basically doors, magical doors, which you can use to teleport from one area to the map to the next. And we think it's going to add a new interesting spice to chases.
The map, the Easter egg, it's super fun. Like if you're a fan of Dungeons & Dragons, just exploring, you're going to be thrilled to see all the small and the big one. On the gameplay side now for Vecna, so the way we tackle or approach the killer this time, interestingly, it comes from a game, so he has game mechanic that are pre-existent. So we look at all like stats block and try to come up with like the best spell that could be translated into game mechanic for us, and also make sure that these will be like thrilling and exciting to use. But then, so definitely he's a spellcaster, a very powerful one. So the goal was to make him feel as such in our game. But like I was saying, magic, it's something that we have never really tackled, not not that way before. Something we've tried to stay away from. Like our powers are really visceral or like grounded as much as possible. It's something that do you want to talk about a bit? Magic?
Yeah, yes, please. I hope some of our team colleagues are laughing right now. I kind of have a bad rep internally about magic. It's almost a taboo word that we can't use. But now making a D&D chapter, for sure we had to embrace magic. And of course there is a space for magic in our games, but it has to be taken with the right tone. So in this case, we're talking necromancy, blood magic, magic of the dead. And there's a touch of realism and visceralness that we wanted to add to magic versus something more flashy like a magic projectile or a fireball, for example. There's also something quite interesting out of Dungeons and Dragons, and these are the utility spells. They're spells that are not used to kill or damage, but they're used in very creative ways. And we wanted to highlight that with the Lich, with Vecna. So that was our approach. Now, do you want to talk to us about the spell that we actually chosen?
Sure. So you have access to 4 different type of spell. Pretty much any time they have their own individual cooldown. But so the first one is called Fly, a very popular, well-known Dungeons and Dragons spell in our game. It lifts up the killer, and you're pushed forward, obviously faster. So it's really like the traversal aspect of the power. It lasts for a short amount of time, and it's going to also end if you vault a pallet or a vault location. And this is really useful to get closer to Survivor,
right,
and get to the next gen as soon as possible. The next one is called Flight of the Dam, which is, it's not really a Dungeons & Dragons spell. It's more connected to Vecna. It's actually an ability that he has. What it does is that it casts 5 different individual projectile, and then it shoots them in a cone radius effect in front of him. These projectiles pass through obstacles. They don't go very far, but if they hit the survivor, they get damage instantly. It might sound very powerful and easy to use, but it's not the case. Survivor have a lot of counter, but the spell can also be used to zone in this aspect, so you can also go for the basic M1 attack during that time. The third spell is called Dispelling Sphere, which is actually, it's a combination of different existing Dungeons & Dragons spell. We just felt it was more compelling to combine them into one spell. So what it does, you cast a large sphere in front of you, and that sphere moves slowly throughout the level. Survivors do not see that sphere, and if they get in contact with that sphere, they get revealed for a few seconds by Killer Instinct, and also have their magic items disabled for a minute. And the last but not least spell is Mage Hand, very well known Dungeons and Dragons spell. What it does in Dead by Daylight, you, as the killer, you can tag up a nearby pallet. And if the pallet is upward, it blocks the pallet for a few seconds, cannot be interacted by Survivor. And if it's downward, it's lifted up for you so you can fully pass without any obstacles. So the idea with this killer, he has a lot of tools and tricks in his bag, and it's really about managing all the force spells, the cooldown, and try to activate them at the right moment. So that's really how you're going to improve as a killer, is learning how to use them at the right time and be efficient with them.
So lots of strategic and tactical choices here.
Correct.
So you've mentioned very quickly during the Dispel Sphere, the magical item.
Did I? Yeah.
What's that?
Okay. So this is the new toy for Survivor. It's called magic items, but keep in mind it's not an actual items that they use. So this time, if you face Vecna, you're gonna have Survivor gonna have 7 different chests that's gonna spawn throughout the level. Survivor go interact with those chests, and while during the opening of the chest, there's gonna be a D20 dice roll. Yes, it's Dungeons and Dragon. We couldn't do without the dice roll. So this dice roll will determine the content of the chest. So if survivor roll from 2 to 4, they get a basic Dead by Daylight brown item. So
Better than nothing.
yeah, well, maybe that brown mid kit might save your life. I don't know. But the fun part is when you roll from 5 to 19, that's when you get the magic items. And the way it works is that each survivor has an equipment slot, a 2 equipment slot. They have the bracers and the boots. So there's 2 type of magic items, and each magic item is going to be randomly linked the first time you open the chest to one of the 4 Vecna spells. And so once they are equipped, each time the killer will cast the spell that is linked to one of your magic item, you're going to gain a passive bonus to help out, avoid the spell or help you out against Vecna in general. So to be more precise, so if you have bracers against the fly spell, you're going to see Vecna's aura during the traveling that while you use the spell. If you have a boots, for example, against the Flight of the Dam, you see the aura of the projectile, very useful because the projectile goes through collision, and the best way to use that spell is through walls. If you have magic items against the Dispelling Sphere, survivors see the sphere, so they can juke and go around the sphere as much as they can. And if you have a counter against the Mage Hand, you see the aura of the hand on the palette, and also gain a little haste effect, so that help you out around the loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really important to search those chests.
Yeah, correct. Because the way that we tackled this, the balance in this case is that we made sure that the magic items do not trunker the killer's power. It's made or balanced to face survivor who have them equipped. So if you don't get those, definitely the killer might feel a bit oppressive. So it's really up to survivor to get to those chests and equip them as soon as possible.
Right. And just to be clear, you can also equip a normal item with that. So you can have your flashlight, bracer, and boots.
Correct. It's a very different slot.
So everybody heard you talk about a lot of numbers here on the dice, but you've not mentioned the critical fail, 1, and critical success on the 20. For people that don't play D&D, these are like events, the best event that can happen in Dungeons & Dragons when you get that critical fail or that critical success. So what happens in Dead by Daylight when that happens?
Yes, so we have critical roll in the game. If you roll a 1, you get, a big nothing. Although I've heard sometimes people get a green key. I guess
that's
you.
better, yeah.
But I know what you get if you roll a 20. So anyone who's familiar with Vecna in the lore of Dungeons & Dragons, there are 2 very specific artifacts that exist that is called the Eye of Vecna and the End of Vecna, and we introduce them in the game. So you roll a 20, you get one of the 2. You never know. But these works more like normal items, so you have to pick them up and use them once. It's called attune, so you merge with the items, and then you unlock a very powerful ability up to like perk level.
Okay.
Yes, it's very strong. I guess you want to know.
But please do say.
Okay, sure. So if you attune with the Eye of Vecna, they use with lockers. So if you fast exit a locker, you're going to be unseen, unheard by the killer for 15 seconds. And on top of that, you gain a haste boost effect. And if you attune with the End of Vecna, you fast enter a locker and you're going to be teleported further down, further locker.
Wow.
So very powerful. I forgot a little details because they might sound super strong, said like that, but they come with a cost. So to use them, you have to be full health. And once you use them, you instantly lose a health state. And also, at the end of the effect, you get revealed by Killer Instinct. So be very mindful the way you use them, because we've seen a lot of situations where it backfire at the survivor. And the killer has definitely a spell to help him out, get back at the survivor, and get the down.
So it's very on brand with what a cursed item should be.
Indeed.
So thank you so much, Yannick. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff coming with Vecna. And we had no time today to talk about anything more about the killer perks or the survivor, but I have to say very quickly that the survivor perk will allow you to create illusions, to perform on the loot. You can even perform with other survivors to do the full melody. There's also a dice roll mechanic for one of the perk. So if you want more information after the show, you can go on our website, deadbydaylight.com, and get all of the details you need. Merci encore, Yannick, for all the information. And thank you so much to all of you. Happy anniversary. And I'll be passing it back to Eric and Dork.
I'm so fucking excited. I've literally been like vocally key smashing the whole time. Mage Hand, that fucking animation is dope as hell. 4 different powers for Vecna that you get to choose between. The fucking perks for the survivors, the D20 roll that you get when you're going for a chest, they included crits. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I'm so excited. You have no fucking clue. We are smashing that PTB today, guys.
Dragons in Dead by Daylight.
Oh
You
my
are
god.
a pretty frequent DM yourself, right?
Yes, I do DM on occasion. Forever player, as they said in the interview. Well, no, forever DM.
Yeah.
Never a player. Please make me a player.
You must be so psyched.
So psyched. I'm so psyched. I'm so
You know, I
excited.
wonder if that would
just
work,
cannot
Speaker.
wait to
I
see
really
what
wonder
we
if
have
that
in
would
store
work.
And to go against Vecna.
Hopefully people have noticed your dice
Yeah, you got
necklace.
my nice D4, I got. Okay. But yes, just like Dave said, don't forget to head over to deadbydaylight.com right after the show for the full breakdown on Vecna and all of his powers. You'll also be able to see the perks that we've got for him and our bard coming into the fog.
And also, don't forget to ask questions in the chat when you're not spamming nonsense garbage. Ask real questions, and we'll answer them later in the Q&A. You don't need to say claim. Please stop saying claim. You're not claiming anything by saying claim. Stop.
But we appreciate your enthusiasm. But next we're going to be, I'm going to be joined by Dave Richard back on the couch for him to walk us through the ever-expanding world of Dead by Daylight.
Not in my chat. No. This is the DBD, or the DND chapter is probably like going to be my favorite chapter they've ever dropped. It looks to be one of the best they've ever made. The attention to fucking detail, like, this whole stream has been great, but I'll admit that's the part I'm the most geeked for. I'm so excited. Well, see, Spirit, I think a huge part of it has to do with the fact that, like, DBD's been suffering, and a lot of their
I'm
content
over here
creators have
now.
actually left recently
So,
because of
I'm
how,
super
like,
excited for this
buggy
part
the
of the
game has
stream because
become.
not only do we
So
get
I
to
think
talk
this is
about
their
2
response to be like,
upcoming
hey, guys,
projects
we're working on it.
within the
Come
world of
back.
Dead by
You know what I
Daylight,
mean?
that being Supermassives, the casting of Frank Stone, and an unnamed multiplayer PvE
However,
game
I have
by
to run to the
Midwinter,
restroom.
but
I'm
we
going
get
to
do
leave
it
you in the
all with
hands
Dave
of
Richard.
behavior. I'll be right back.
So, Dave, can you please tell me why we chose these games to be the right games for us to expand the world of Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff going into that choice for sure. So first of all, we are super happy and grateful to have a community already there playing Dead by Daylight. So of course we listen to what they want to see, what they want to play. So that comes into the recipe of the choice we're going to make. We also want to make sure that we will create something new to experience, something that's completely out of what we are used to in Dead by Daylight. So that comes into the genre we want to create. Also, we want to interest new players into the world of Dead by Daylight. Some people that never heard of Dead by Daylight, but also some viewers that are interested about the world of DBD, but that don't play DBD because maybe it's not their style of game. So we want also these players to be with us and experience the world of Dead by Daylight.
And just like you were saying, with people being interested in the world of Dead by Daylight, as the creative director, why do you think there's so much interest in the lore of a multiplayer game that's based in action?
Well, it's been very important for us since day one when we started working on this project. The story and the narrative around everything we create. We want to make sure that every little component in DBD has a story and a reason to live in the universe. We take great care into making that happen. So, you know, there's a lot of mysteries within mysteries, a lot of layers to our narrative.
Okay,
which
I am back. And yes,
I
even
think
Fog
are
Whisperer is
super
left.
interesting
Like,
and players want
huge
to
content
know
creators for
more.
DBD were gone. And
So
like,
these games will
dude, you're
allow us
right.
to
They needed
discover
this.
these elements
They
that we've seen in
needed
the
this.
past.
And I,
You know,
oh,
like,
I'm so excited.
Every killer and every survivor in Dead by Daylight could have their own movie or their own game, really.
Yeah, they've got so much lore. It's really amazing to just dive into. And speaking
I
of
am excited for the
lore, I mean,
casting
this
of Frank
is something
Stone,
we
though.
want to expand on with the world of Dead by Daylight. So we're doing that in one of our upcoming games, the casting of Frank Stone. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Right, I can tell you a little bit.
Yes, they
So,
have
of course,
optioned
there's,
rights for a
different type of
DBD movie, but
stories
they
in
have
games,
not
right?
really
There's,
talked about it
There's
yet.
games that
like a
have
whole bunch, at
static
least.
narrative that you experience. That's great. There's also games that the narrative is made very organically by the players, like DBD is a good example of that. The casting of Frank Stone is somewhere in between, right? It's a game where there is multiple narrative, and based on the player choice, and you know, different things will happen, and based on their choice, different endings and different branching in the story will happen. So the casting of Frank Stone is very interesting for us because it brings the origin of a killer and potentially survivors, and the players are able to play that for the first time. You know, some things that we are used to see as a lore or a bio or a tome entry in DBD now will be playable. It's still in the Entities universe. It's still very much part of the world of DBD, but it's going to be out of the trials. So that's going to be an interesting take on our universe.
Okay, so we
I
know
am
that
so
the Castle
excited.
Frank Stone is still in that realm, but what about our other project, this unnamed multiplayer PvE game? Is that also going to be taking place in the Entities realm?
Absolutely. So it is in the world of DBD. It is in the Entity. And one cool thing about the Entity is that we know very little about exactly what it is, but we do know that it's a living universe. It is huge, and we can't really comprehend everything that's happening within it. So we know that DBD trials are a way for the Entity to feed. It's a very kind of organic process. So we can imagine that there are other parts in the Entity that serves other purposes. And that is exactly what we want to explore. So that allows us to create new narrative, new ways to experience a game, new gameplay opportunity, new set of rules. So these are things that we talked about in the past and that we always wanted to explore. So that's exactly what we want to do with this.
DBD is the Entity. I mean, you're not wrong, Joey.
The world of DBD that we've created is like a book with infinite pages. We can add new stories to it forever, hopefully.
Just keep on reading.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you did talk about that, and like, is there any gameplay that we'll be able to see?
That we'll be able to see. Well, yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, thank you, Dave, for talking us through that. But now I want to see the gameplay. Let's see the gameplay.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm here for gameplay of the new game. Let's go. I'd be actually done. I don't know. Give me the gameplay.
Hey everyone, I'm Audrey, lead producer at Midwinter Entertainment. Last year, we gave you a very small glimpse of a project we started working on set in the Dead by Daylight universe. I'm happy to say that we have more to share with you on this game codenamed Project T. Instead of showing you a close to final game with some polished gameplay, we wanted to let you in on the development process. Right now, Project T is a work in progress, more than a fully fledged game. Our goal is to craft an experience with all of you and create something that you would be eager to play. Let's hear more about Project T with our creative director.
I think so, Tim.
Hey everyone. First, I want to say what an honor it is to be working in the Dead by Daylight universe. We love DBD's multiplayer thrills, and its dark, mature setting brings just the right kind of tension and danger for a game like this. In Project T, you play as trespassers, rough and tumble characters who have been whisked away from their realities and trapped within the Entity's realm. There, in a vast region called the Backwater, they discover they must work together if they're to have any chance of survival. And of course, they're not alone. The Backwater is home to horrific monstrosities known as the Thrall. These terrors come in many forms and have different deadly abilities. Their origins and nature are unclear, but they certainly don't take kindly to trespassers within their domain. To achieve your objectives, you'll have to battle the Thrall with every weapon at your disposal.
The world of Project T is called the Backwater. It's a unique place, another twisted realm within the entity's grasp. You'll be eager to explore this familiar yet ominous world, and it'll definitely give you the creeps. To add even more tension to your experience, we're building the Backwater as an ever-changing landscape, which offers a lot of possibilities gameplay-wise. To navigate the Backwater, we're thinking of adding trucks in the game.
Hi,
Since it's a
Argo.
pretty big area,
Thank you
would
for
need
the
a way
watch
to go
streak,
from
you
one
fucking
point to
cutie.
another while escaping the hordes of Thrall. But there could be other uses for the truck. That's something we're thinking about, and we'd love to see what kind of ideas you might have. As DBD fans, we're having a lot of fun creating this new experience as part of the Dead by Daylight universe. DBD
Con,
is
this
all
game was
about
actually
horror,
announced last
and
year.
we
It's
want
called
to
The
make
Casting
sure
of
we're
Frank
crafting
Stone.
something
It's
that
a new
horror
game
fans will
set in the
appreciate,
D&D
from the
universe,
different
but it's a
violence of the
different style
Backwater
of
to
game.
the look of the Thrall.
Project T is still in early
No,
development.
you, Argo.
That doesn't
What's
mean
up,
you'll have to
Joey?
wait another year to get more
Thank you
news.
for the headset.
We're looking to get your opinions and share information,
What's up,
so we're
Joey?
creating a platform called the Insider Program. This is a place where all the players excited about this new take on the DBD universe can gather and be active participants in the development of the project. As an insider, you'll not only get exclusive information, but also in-game rewards and even the chance to join our closed play tests and give us your feedback. Join us to help shape an experience you'd like to play and make Project T the best that it can be. See you soon.
I joined Project T's email list. I have no shame. I did it. I joined it. I joined the Insider program. Before the website crashes. Is this the actual gameplay?
Cedar Hills is not exactly a noted hotbed of criminal activity. What is that?
Supermassive is the people that did Until Dawn and The Quarry.
Why do you hate Cedar Hills so much? Used to be
Let's fucking go!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present The Mill.
Spend enough time in my line of work, you realize every place has got its demons.
Think that belongs to the boy you're looking for?
You can't shoot a movie.
I'm so fucking excited right now. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
This is a condemned steel mill, Mr. Rivera. I
This is
suggest
it.
you
This is casting of
immediately
Frank
vacate
Stone.
the premises. And you do not, under any circumstances, set 1 foot back here in the Cedar Steel Mill. Ever.
Such a joy to see young people so passionate about the arts.
Everything's all right.
Hello?
Either of you heard of Murder Mill?
What?
There was a whole string of disappearances. Kidnappings, really. Murders. So what was this guy's
I think
name?
Project T is a separate project. The Casting of Frank Stone is the supermassive game. I think. Don't quote me. Do not quote me on that.
The police ever found this place?
Fuck! Whoever did this might still be here. We can't stay, okay? We gotta go.
Oh, that was Huntress's mask!
When you make dangerous cinnamon.
I'm so
you are
fucking
dangerous
excited. Oh, wishlist it now. Hello? On my way to Steam. Hang on. Do I have it wishlisted already?
God, that was such a cool trailer.
Right? Some chills there.
I do. I already have it on my wish list.
Bring
We're
it
fine.
on, bring it in.
I want it so
that,
bad.
like, Murder
Give me
Mill?
the
Is that
super
right?
massive
Familiar?
collab.
Fans might know that one. Super cool. It's so cool to see the way that the DBD universe is expanding.
Oh yeah.
I want to mention Project
that
T
is a very good
saw a
question, Joey,
mention
that I
of
don't have the
Insider
answer
program,
to.
So that's our team is there waiting for you on Discord, so you can.
I think
join the,
actually no. I think they
Insider
are the same
program
thing. I
to
think
get
Project T.
up-to-date information on Project T and get involved in it. And be
Project T
part
is
of the
separate,
game's
okay.
development. It's really the idea there is we're making the
Agreed.
game
Agreed.
with
I
the
actually
community.
just played the Quarry on stream,
getting on the
literally a
ground floor
couple
now.
of weeks ago.
Yes. with Project T, like Eric said, we are taking this idea to a whole new level with making the game with you instead of just making it by ourselves. So if you love Dead by Daylight and you want to help with this new session-based multiplayer PvE game and bring it to life, sign up for the Insider program so that you can be in the know and get next steps.
I loved
we
it.
also wanna
I'm a
make sure you
huge
wish
fan
list
of
it on
Until
Steam,
Dawn.
'cause
I've
that
played
really
through it a
helps
couple
us.
of
Yes.
times.
And
That was my
so
first
Project
ever
T is
full
quite a
playthrough of the
ways
Quarry.
off
I did it
because,
with
like I said,
Mithy,
we actually
actually,
wanna
and
make
we
it
had a
with our
really good
players.
time.
But
Mithy
casting
really
Frank
wants to
Stone
play
is right on
Until
the
Dawn
horizon.
now because she had never
So,
played before.
Supermassive,
That's
as,
okay, Apple. Thank
hopefully
you for the
folks
lurk.
know in the
Mwah.
chat, they're just an amazing developer of single-player narrative horror games, and now we're bringing Dead by Daylight into that genre, and it's just so cool to finally be there.
I'm
And it
so
looks super
excited.
terrifying. It looks super crisp and polished and awesome. I can't wait. So as you mentioned, wish lists do help a lot. So if you would do us a kindness, kindly give us a wish list. We would
Already done.
greatly
Already done,
appreciate it.
Booze.
Yes, and speaking of Dead by Daylight,
All of the VODs are
I
up
know
on my
a lot of you
YouTube
are
channel,
itching to get into
exclamation
that.
mark YouTube,
That
if
will
you
be
want to
at
watch
1
Mithy play the
p.m. as a
Quarry.
reminder today instead of 12
Until
p.m.
Dawn
So,
TBD,
be
because we
ready
may
to
wait until
download
it's on
that so
PC
you
just to
can
make
go
it
ahead and
easier.
hop in and test out
But
the new
if you
chapter.
want to see Mithy play the
can't
Quarry,
wait
go
to
watch
see
the
people's
VODs on
reactions
my
to all the
actual
things that
YouTube
are-
channel.
Oh,
Help
yeah.
me get my watch
I
hours
cannot
up so
wait,
we can get
especially for
partnered
the
over there.
locker one. I'm so excited for that one. But as we said, this is, we're getting pretty close to our live segment. where
The
it's gonna be
casting of Frank
the,
Stone. That
live
is the
Q&A.
game that Behavior
So
and
we'll have
Supermassive,
Justin,
the maker of
different
Until
Justin from
Dawn,
Eric's Justin,
Apple,
come
are
out to
co-creating.
talk about this
It
year's
is up
Twisted
for wish
Masquerade
list on
in-game
Steam right now.
anniversary event.
Yeah, Apple. Yeah.
Back again. This time I'm joined by Justin Banks, our senior product manager. Justin, how are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to be back.
Yes, welcome back to the anniversary show.
I'm
and what
so
would an anniversary
excited.
be without the Twisted Masquerade, right?
It's not
So
out
Twisted
yet,
Masquerade
Apple.
is
It's
back.
only
It
available
happens
for
every
wishlist.
year
It is
during
still
our
being
anniversary
actively developed, so
in-game,
you're fine.
and
It's
Justin's
okay.
here
It's
to talk
okay. You're
about it.
just
So
wish
what have you
listing
cooked
it.
up this year?
So this year we got some amazing stuff. Honestly, I think it's our best anniversary event yet. But before we get to it, we have what we call Before the Masquerade.
I'm excited to get Mithy into Until Dawn,
that
though,
is going to be
somethally.
something that actually starts right after this stream.
Can't
so
work
for
too high.
everyone who's
Fucking
watching,
mood.
once
Done.
this is over,
Mood. I'm
go
sitting here like occasionally checking work
play.
to make sure that I'm not like
And we've got
missing
lots
anything.
Of really cool stuff as a big thank you to all of the players. It's really stuff from all of DBD's history, and it includes a lot of presents.
I'm so
I love
excited.
presents. I know you love presents. Our community probably loves presents too.
I think
Details?
So, the details about said presents. We've got lots of login rewards, so lots of currencies for players to earn just by logging in whichever day throughout all of this. We've also got 2 recolored outfits, one for Meg and one for the Huntress, that players can earn through each week. So each week you'll be able to earn a different piece of this, so if you log in just once each of these initial 3 weeks, you'll get the full outfits, which I think is a really cool way to get your hands on some cool outfits. Now, each of these initial 3 weeks is going to focus on a different period of DBD's history, so a different collection of years. What that means is that we're going to have map boosts and outfit sales of character outfits that were released during those years. So we really want to take you through this history with us. We want to celebrate the history of DBD.
That's really cool.
Then the cool stuff that I think everyone's really going to dig is we have some currency boosts, a different one for each week during Before the Masquerade. So for the first week, we have a blood feast, so 3 times the blood points. During week 2, we are going to have 3 times the rift fragments. So if you want to progress towards the rift, this is a very good chance to do it. Then during week 3, we've got 3 times the XP. So again, if you want to progress to the
I
rift,
am
this is
working
also
DQ.
good,
Shh,
but
we
this
don't
is
tell my
really
boss.
good
It's a
chance to earn
secret.
some iridescent
It's a
shards.
secret. So long as I
Damn,
like,
and
there
then
is
after
literally no
D&D
reason I can't do both.
releases,
So long as I stay
the
on top
last
of it,
week
and I'm
and a
staying
half,
on
we
top
do
of
a
it. I
double
actually just
XP
responded
and
to an
double
email.
blood points, right?
Oh, we're doubling down, yeah.
So everyone can play the new chapter. They can get hyped for the Masquerade. They can nab some of the older anniversary charms as well. Is that
I'm
true?
so
Exactly. So we wanna give
excited.
people a chance who haven't earned them during previous years, to celebrate the build up to the event itself by earning, like some really cool Masquerade crows or things like that.
Awesome. Okay, so what about the event itself?
So the event itself, now that we've tackled Before the Masquerade, the big new thing that is coming for this year's Twisted Masquerade is the reveal of the host of the Masquerade, Trix herself. So players might have seen her hinted at during previous anniversary events or in outfit descriptions referenced as the Mad Designer or Zizzletrix. So she's finally making her appearance. And throughout all of the event, we want to make it very clear, like, this is her party. She's everywhere. She's the entity's biggest fan, celebrating, holding this party in its honor. And she's not a playable character, so we want to make that very clear. She is there pushing everybody to engage and celebrate.
I love that. So does this mean we're going to see a lot more of her in the Twisted Masquerade?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of the UI that is themed. You might have seen some last year, so we've done a lot of updating for that. We've got Father Campbell's Chapel coming back with the whole party taking place inside. Some updated content in there to show that the party is progressing or dying slightly. You might find some corpses. Then, in addition to all that stuff really permeating the game, we've got the lobby, the loading screens. She's going to appear in trials. You will hear her laughing at you or cheering you on around the exit gates. There's really voice lines that's going to appear everywhere, really accentuating.
So the
gameplay.
dancing things are back. Okay.
Like, we loved hearing all of the voice lines that we have had recorded for this. With all that stuff, like we've got a lot of really cool gameplay that I'm going to talk about in just a second. But one thing I wanted to mention is that all of our event gameplay now is going to take place within a separate event queue. So if you want some of the normal DBD, like in the core mode, you can have that. But if you want the event stuff, go over to the really cool event queue and take part of Trix's, Twisted Masquerade. And I have to say as well, if you go to the core mode, it's still going to have a lot of the decorations, so you get the vibe.
Intriguing. Okay, so they're separating it now.
That's
That's really nice.
Quality of life improvement over last year, right? Like giving players that option to choose. If they want to just do classic Dead by Daylight, they can.
That's
Put
huge.
some extra flair on it. Or they can choose the event queue. That's a nice improvement.
That's huge.
So, you mentioned it. So what are some of the gameplay changes that are coming with Trix?
So Trix is bringing what we call her bag of tricks to the party. She wants to spice things up. She wants everyone to have a lot of fun. So what we've got is that as a match progresses, one of a series of abilities, or sorry, one of the tricks is going to be played on our players. And these are going to be things like giving everybody haste, giving people undetectable, spawning anniversary special chests or totems, some really cool stuff that's going to spice it up. And this is going to happen whenever 2 points are accumulated during a match. So at first I'd say one tricks actually takes place at the match start. Following that, whenever 2 points are accumulated from doing a gen, first hook, things like that, which each gives 1 point, that is then going to trigger another tricks to maximum of 5.
New animations.
So we want to really keep
Yes,
things
she is an
interesting.
Trix is an
And
entity
when a
simp,
Trix
correct.
is actually activated, you're going to see Trix herself appear alongside or take the spot of one of the dancing marionettes. She's going to even deliver a line that hints at what has been played. So if you're not paying attention, she's going to give you this really cool audio cue.
That's
awesome.
cool.
And so in addition to all of that, I think we're also doing some sort of update for the invitation mechanic.
Yeah, absolutely. So the invitations last year, we had players run around, gather those, and you could either spend it to use an ability while inside a chase, or escape with it to help you earn a mask. This year, there's no need to escape with it to earn a mask. That's a different thing. And we've even added outside of chase abilities to the invitation. So if you're someone who doesn't necessarily want to always be chased by a killer or wants to have a more diverse use for it, we've added that. So survivors can now go into quiet mode, so making a lot less noise, and can even do things like quickly
That's
enter a
dope.
locker without alerting the killer. It's super useful
That's
to get out of
dope.
that chase right away.
That's fantastic.
Or if they're nearby and you don't want to alert them. For killers, they can now use an invitation to immediately send a downed survivor to a nearby hook. And as I can say from playtests, it's really fun.
I think the community is going to love that. Can't wait for them to play, but also I think there's challenges we've added so you can earn masks, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this year, earning all of the masks is going to be related to engaging with event challenges and earning event currency. So all of them are going to be
Okay,
earned
so
with
the
this.
masks
That's
are
gonna be how
operating
you
the
earn
same way the
most
last
of
few
the
events have
rewards.
operated, which is nothing new.
And past masks and outfits that were earnable or in the store last year are also coming back. So if someone was not able to get those during previous years, those are all now going to be available inside the store
That's
for the
nice.
duration of the event.
That's nice.
And I have to say that we have also a licensed guest showing a mask this year, a Mr. Detective Tap.
Amazing. Amazing.
Ooh!
That's so cool.
Look at those masks. Those are fantastic.
There they are.
That's
Heck
cool that they're
yes.
getting a licensed
Fantastic.
one.
Good lord.
Same speaker. I still
so
have
we're
over
gonna be a party
700
without
from
lots of
last
awards. What can
anniversary.
you tell us about
Anniversary
the
is the event
event
that I go fucking hard
So
in the
we've got
paint
these
for
staples
because
that
I
are
want the
coming
cakes.
back that
I
we've
want the
done and seen
cakes.
huge
I will
success with
probably
for
be
the
no
past with
lifing
Evento.
DBD once the anniversary
One is
event
the
starts.
community challenges. So we know people love to play together towards earning things. So we've got a lot of those. So if people engage with the event, work towards those targets.
Yeah,
hit
no,
their own
I still have
milestones,
700 on
get around some
Fung,
really
and
pretty
then
cool
I
stuff.
think this year, because I don't play
Also in the
Killer,
event
I
too is
only
some
play
really
Survivor,
interesting
although that may
lore
change with the
about the
2v8.
observer
Who
discovering
knows?
Trix's role.
This year I'm going to
So if you
focus
wanna
on
know a little
Sable,
bit
getting
more
cakes on
about her,
Sable.
play those challenges, earn that lore.
They're talking about
And
the
we've got some
actual
really cool
anniversary
stuff.
event right now.
I have to say the Twisted Masquerade is one of our favorite collections to work on every single year. As soon as the art team
Same,
concept
Apple,
hits
same.
the table, or I guess the monitor screen these days, we're like enamored with them. Like, we love working on this collection. So this year,
Sable.
we've
I've already got
two
Sable to
new
P50.
100%
She's my
earnable
next
outfits
P100.
that
I
you can
have
earn
Fung
through the event.
P100.
We have one
Sable, I will
Bill
probably shoot
Overbeck,
for Michaela
another
and
licensed
Nick,
guest
and then the
making
new
his appearance in the
Survivor as well.
Masquerade. And
I
one
want a
for the
P100
unknown,
elf. Thank you
who
very
is
much.
Maybe trying to blend in a little bit at the party.
Bill's getting a cosmetic too. No shot.
That really cool
Stealth
stuff.
is gonna lose
We've got
her
some tricks,
mind.
charms, and
Hang
player
on, I have to
cards that
message
people
her.
can earn.
Stealth.
Now,
Stealth.
with Tap's mask making an appearance as a reward. There's someone who accompanies him. So if people check out the in-game store during the Twisted
Stealth is gonna
Masquerade,
lose her
they'll be able to
fucking
find
mind.
a really cool event-themed outfit for the pig.
Yeah,
now,
there
we
it
are
is.
huge fans of this. I mean, it's got so many touches from the Saw
Oh,
franchise
are
in
we
there.
gonna?
I think it's amazing.
The
Pig
pig
on the edge of their
outfit.
seats, hoping
Dawn. The
amazing.
pig.
So we've covered a lot. Are there any last presents for the players that we haven't mentioned?
So there's a lot already, but we've got more. So
That
the
pig
same as
outfit
previous
is
years,
so
we're giving out
good.
lots of daily rewards to players. So there's gonna be lots of currencies, like more blood, more rift fragment, more serious
It's
charge.
so
We've got
good.
a huge login calendar throughout the entire event. People are going to be.
I
earning
will
stuff
be dropping
no matter what they
coin
do.
on the event
And for the first
cosmetics.
time,
Oh my god.
That no matter when the player logs in, we're going to give them enough event currency to get a single reward from the event.
Nice.
So as soon as you log in, we want to get you started and start enjoying the party.
I love that. Players are going to love that. Thank you, Justin, for
I
your
want the
time
pig.
and all
I
that
want the pig.
detail. So much
I
detail.
want the
I
pig.
hope people
Yes,
are
Tim,
psyched.
this is where my money goes. It does not go to the
just
gotcha.
as
It goes to DBD.
note,
I'll fully admit.
The event in-game starts June 13th.
Have fun, could I? Mwah.
But the Before the Masquerade event actually starts now, right after this show, today.
Ooh.
And there is one last thing that we have not mentioned. It's all part of
Times
this
3
wrapper
blood
of
point bonus.
celebration, and it actually ties back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, does it?
Yes. So very, very excited to say that we will be putting some Dungeons
Times
and
3
Dragons
blood
Dead by
point
Daylight
bonus?
dice. That's a lot of D's.
A lot.
Up for sale in the merch store. You can pre-order it right now. It's not available. You can't get it right away, but you can get your pre-order in right away. And in fact, if you do the pre-order in the next 48 hours, you get a discount. Super psyched about this. There's tons of Dungeons and Dragons fans within the office. I'm sure there are in the community.
Where are
as
the
well,
dice?
so
I'm
why
already
not
looking.
Put them
Where are the
together
dice?
With a cool new set of dice. And
I'm already
that
on the
is
website.
all we have,
Where are the
unfortunately,
dice?
Justin.
I know
We're
you guys
done.
see me on the
Thank you for your
website.
time.
I was honestly always happy to be here.
So we're going to toss it now to Dork for our live Q&A, and we'll bring it home. Take it away, Dork.
Chrome is trying to crash on me, so I'm not touching anything else until... It's the Q&A. It's the Q&A. It'll be fine. Okay, hang on. Chrome is crashing. Let me fix it. Give me a second. We'll turn back in. We will tune back in. Let me... Boop. Okay,
Let's
there we
go
go.
ahead and get started.
Oh, ad. Enjoy the ad, guys. We're gonna watch Sea of Thieves ad. Don't judge me, guys. I am a dice goblin. I have an absurd collection of dice. I don't know what you want from me. Where's the pre-order? I don't see the dice on their merch store. I'm being gaslit. I'm being gaslit. It doesn't exist. Where is this pre-order?
Head and torso in one piece, the legs in another piece, and the accessories. And so changing the head torso piece, you
They
can
said it was
modify
available
each
now. I'm being
character in one piece.
gaslit.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so question 2. How big of an impact will the Project T Insider program actually have on the finished game? I'll actually go ahead and take this one. We really want this project to meet player expectations at launch, so we want to make an open dev route, and this will allow us to proactively check in with you, our community, and fine-tune the game as we go. We'll be actioning insider feedback
Hang on,
the
I'm
whole
trying to
time
find
we're
it.
building the game, as your input and your insight will be highly considered throughout the entire process. So thank you. Question 3 for Dave. Will you see?
I can't find them.
Dead by
Did you?
Daylight
Oh,
characters
Kuda, you
in
have it already?
talking
How the
functions?
fuck? I have been unlucky in finding
well,
it. Hang on.
I don't want to spoil
Where is
anything.
it?
I can say that
Thank
the
you.
game
I love
features
you.
a new
Mwah.
cast of character. They're original. It's an all
They
new
are
story,
pretty. Okay.
but there
Brief
are a
pause.
ton of little
Brief
things
pause.
here and there to
Look at
discover
the.
linking to Dead by Daylight.
I think.
for the fact.
Fuck! Chrome is crashing
Hey,
again.
thank you.
I don't know
I
why
got a
Chrome is
little
having
treat.
so many issues.
Okay.
Hang on. Hang on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Chrome is having a heart attack. Give me a second. I already told you to close. Please close. Nope, that's not what I want. Close all windows. There we go. All right, hang on. We're working on it. Chrome is not having a good time today. Yes, please send the crash report. Thank you. Okay, back to DVD.
Do something like class system, but we're gonna
And
wait
then-
until we get this iteration into your hands. And
Real
look with your
quick,
feedback and see where
We're
we
just
take this
gonna.
All right,
This
thank
is
you,
the
Justin.
dice. These are the
Question
dice.
5. What is the difference between a game
These
mode
are the dice.
and a
I will be
modifier
pre-ordering them.
for Justin?
Don't judge me. Oop.
Okay, it's just like what Matt said. A modifier
Okay.
is really something that takes a,
I am
a
pre-ordering
little
them.
piece of a standard trial and sort of adjusts it, like a darkness effect, maybe changing how fast
I am
or how many
dropping the money
generators there
as
are to
we
do,
speak
or
in a
random
different
clicks. A mode is
window.
something that's going to fundamentally change the way the game's played. Something really big and all-encompassing, something like 2v8.
All right, thank you. Again, Justin, I got a question for you. Question 6. Can I duo killer with my friends in 2v8?
Absolutely. You can queue up with your friend. You know, you can get on Discord and talk to them and play killer together.
Okay, so I'm super excited for that. That's going to be amazing. All right, our next question. Can we play 2 of the same killers in 2v8, Justin?
It's processing.
No.
Pre-order.
The easy
The
answer
pre-order
is
is
no, you
done.
won't be
I
able to
have
play two of
ordered the
same. We'll be able
dice.
to mix and match,
They are
between the five, but
mine.
the two of the same killer will not be available.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine hearing both chainsaws revving? Like, oh,
Okay,
gosh.
here, hang on.
Overload. All right.
For
question
anybody
8.
who would
I
like
didn't
it,
get
since
my
Kudai
blood
was
points from
kind
Grade
enough, give me a
Reset
second. Let
yesterday.
me-
Will I get them back? I'll go ahead and answer this one. Yes, we're working on refunding the missing blood points to players, and you should receive them within the next few days. Really sorry about that.
They didn't.
Question
I don't know
9.
that they
Can
specified a date. They
achievements
just
and
said
trophies
pre-order.
be earned in the 2v8 mode when it releases, Justin?
The simple answer is yes. There are no specific 2v8 achievements or trophies, but if you're making progress towards one that already exists,
There you
like
go.
how many generators you have to repair, progress is still made towards those
All
trophies.
right, thank you.
All right. The
Question
link to the
10.
dice is
Are there
pinned on
plans to
screen.
keep 2v8 permanent after some iterations, Justin?
So this is something we're still working out. But I can tell you for sure, in year 9, it will not be permanent at any point. It's going to be an ongoing
October.
discussion.
They
It's
will
going
be
to
shipping
depend
in
sort of the
October.
engagement
So it's
level,
a
the feedback
it's a
we get from
decent
you,
wait.
and when we feel the mode
It is a
is
decent
fully
wait.
ready
However,
before we
it
can
comes
do
in the
those
collectible med kit
So
tin,
when the
and then
mode
you
is
get
active,
those
make
dice.
Sure you are playing
That
it,
dice
okay?
set.
Do this for us. So other than that, what is
Those
What the
look so
Fog
good. I'm
couch
so
co-op
fucking
or
excited.
Online co-op only. I'll answer this one as well. What the Fog is online co-op only, available as soon as we find a fix for the website. Really sorry about that, but thank you so much for trying to claim the game right now. All right, question 12 for you,
I am so
Dave.
excited.
Is Matt Mercer voicing Vecna?
There we go. Is he?
Good catch. He is.
It is. It's Matt.
To have Matt Mercer
It's Matt
back to life.
Mercer. It's fucking Matt Mercer.
It's awesome, especially having one of the kings.
They fucking got Matt
coming in
Mercer.
and voicing Vecna. What a treat.
Absolutely.
I don't know if
we
Snow
don't
is
have
still
any
tuned
other
in.
questions. Thank you all so much for submitting your questions, no matter where you were watching from. And thank you so much, Dave and Justin. Regarding cross progression, just going to fill this in.
I
really quickly.
can't
We
believe
also
they
wanna reiterate
fucking
that
got
we
Matt
can't choose
Mercer.
between plans
I'm
just yet,
deceased.
as we are still finalizing the last details, but rest assured that as soon as we are clear to do so, we will, and we plan to
I
also push out a
recognize his
public
voice to a
FAQ.
certain extent,
So
but
once
I
the
get
FAQ is
him
posted, we'll
confused
announce
very
it across
often with
all of
his
our channels
sound
for your
alike. I
full
think
awareness.
Troy Baker
Once again,
is
a
his
big
name.
thanks to everyone
They
who
sound the
submitted
exact
questions,
fucking
and
same.
we
If
hope
Matt
these answers
Mercer
were
isn't on a
helpful, and
project,
we'll be
it's Troy
talking more
Baker,
about
and I
this
get the
stuff
two
in
of
the
them
next
confused
coming
all the
months.
time. So I have
As a
stopped
last
assuming
gift for our
until they tell
players,
me
if
which
you're
one it
already signed up
is.
for the Dead by Daylight newsletter, you'll receive 250k blood points. And if you
I
not,
am
you can
so
still
here for some
register
D&D
until
dice
May
that come in
15th
that
to
little
get that sweet
collectible tin.
secret reward.
Fucking give it. I already
And another big
smashed
thanks
that
once
pre-order
again to
button, baby.
Justin and Dave for sticking around to answer all of these amazing questions. And since this is almost the end of our show, we don't want to forget that the PTB goes live in 22 minutes. So now we're going to have Eric and Matt here on the couch one more time to wrap up the show with one final surprise.
I mean, where's the lie, Theo? Where's the lie? We have 22 minutes until the PTB, guys. 22 minutes.
All right. This is it. This is the end. You've made it to the end of the show. It's been a great show. It's been a long show, and we thank you for sticking with us. We had so much to tell you about.
I am so
We had to do
excited.
it all. But thank you so much. And look who's here to join me on the couch over there, Mr. Matt Cote. Matt, welcome.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for the
Nice you to make it
hydrazio.
at the end.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Eventually got here.
Yeah. Well, I was a little late. Had some surprises to
True.
work on. It's always something.
That's true. But I think all the surprises are wrapped up for now. Thank you again. Hopefully you'll join us on one of our upcoming streams. We're going to keep these rolling. Maybe you'll join us on one of our upcoming streams.
I'd be delighted.
Be fantastic. And that's it. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful... yes?
I just want to say before we leave, so the people who have been with us until the very, very end, we have one last surprise for you.
Code?
We like to close the show with a surprise. It's a bit of a tradition nowadays. So this summer, we are going to be welcoming yet another legendary set of characters.
Okay, who? Who?
Dumb and Dumber?
Good guess. Who?
Featuring over...
Who?
Featured
No,
in
this
over
is the
30
next
games,
Killer
an
Survivor
animated
combo
series,
they're
an
announcing.
absolutely unforgettable soundtrack, and much,
Who?
much more.
Who?
We hope you are as
Who?
excited as we are
Who?
to welcome into the fog this classic franchise.
Who? 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 I sound like a fucking owl. Who? Castlevania! It's fucking Castlevania! This shit's Castlevania! Oh no! Oh no! Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no! Snow's gonna lose his fucking mind. Oh my god. That was a banger anniversary stream. Banger anniversary stream. Oh my god. I'm so fucking stoked. This is such a good update. Between like the roadmap coming up, the anniversary event starting right now or like at noon, the triple blood point event going on for the pre-anniversary, the PTB for the D&D chapter opening up. I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited. That was such a worthwhile stream. Oh my god.